Mary had a little lamb.
From the classiest radio station on the air, this is...
Welcome to the Black Rabbit's Curse, where every shadow hides a sinister verse. Hear the airs thick with tales of terror twist in your head into the dark unknown, where fear takes root and chills the bone. Beware, dear traveler, for once you're here, the curse may linger year after year. The Hollow Man, a world that eats sadness. In this world, depression is not just in your head. Here, grief, despair, and hopelessness literally congealed into flesh. The rule is simple. If your sadness lingers long enough, it takes form. At first, it's small, a gray smudge in the corner of your room, a dripping noise when the pipes aren't leaking, an ache in your chest that leaves bruises. But the longer you carry it, the bigger it gets, until one day it's a thing that follows you. Marcus was 29 when his depression ripened. It began after his father's death, then piled higher: layoffs, bills, breakups, silence. He thought it was just depressed like everyone else. But then one night, he whispered, "I wish I wasn't here anymore." And that was permission. In the shadows of his apartment stirred, crawling like spilled ink out of those rolls. The Hollow Man, thin, grotesque, with joints bent the wrong way. Its skin sags like wet wallpaper. Its face was pale blur, except for its eyes. Those eyes, they weren't empty. They were crowded, like a window to something alive inside. Things moving, crawling all over each other. Marcus couldn't breathe. He couldn't scream. The Hollow Man bent low, its face inches from his. Finally, 8 breaths. You let me out. In this world, everyone pretends not to see each other's demons. It's taboo, too shameful, too common. But Marcus Hollow Man was impossible to ignore. It followed him to work, a tall shadow hovering by his cubicle, its fingers dragged across his computer screen, smearing words until all he saw was fill, useless, empty. On the train, it whispered behind his ear, even when he shoved headphones in. Jump. It'll be quick. you'll finally be free. At night, it climbed into his chest, pressing its weight down until his ribs cracked. He crawled at his skin to push it off. He woke up with real scratches. People said, "You look tired." They never said, "What's that stand behind you?" Because they had their own. The creatures don't feed on blood. They feed on your hopelessness thoughts. Every "I can't do this." Every "I don't matter." Every "it'll be better if I wasn't gone." Marcus Hollow Man gorged himself. With every thought, it grew taller, hungrier. Its fingers dragged further across the walls, leaving oily stains. Its voice got clearer, smoother. Sometimes Marcus swore he saw his smile when he cried. One night, Marcus looked in the mirror, and his reflection wasn't his. It was a hollow man. Its skin stretched into his face, a grotesque imitation, but its voice was his voice. Calm, gentle, seductive.
Why fight it? I can take the pain. I can wear you. You can finally be free.
Marcus' hands trembled on the sink. For the first time, he thought maybe that would be easier, and he leaned in. "I'm tired," he whispered. The hollow man's grin split ear to ear. It stepped into him, through the glass, through his skin, and just like that, Marcus was gone. The next day, coworkers said he looked better, brighter, confident, like a man who finally pulled himself together. He even joked in meetings, smiled, shook hands, but it wasn't Marcus anymore. It was a hollow man, perfectly intimidating him. At night, the body sat alone in the dark, humming softly. Inside, Marcus screamed. He scratched against the walls of his own skull, but nobody could hear him. He was nothing but an echo, trapped in the body he once owned. Weeks later, Marcus' ex-girlfriend dropped by. She knocked. He answered with a smile too wide, too sharp. His eyes wrong, but he was polite, perfect, almost too perfect. Inside, she noticed something terrifying. Every reflective surface, mirrors, windows, even picture frames were gone. The TV screen covered in duct tape. The bathroom mirror smashed. On the walls, written over and over in Marcus' handwriting, "Don't look too long. It sees you too." She froze, slowly turned towards the black blank TV, and in its dark reflection, she saw her own sadness blinked back. Something tall, thin, hungry. It wasn't Marcus' hollow man. It was hers, smiling. That was the real horror. Monsters aren't just Marcus. They belong to everyone. And they weren't just shadows anymore. They were patient. They were waiting. And sooner or later, they'll all step inside.
Sit here,
The
heart still
hollow man.
racing, eyes wide open. Remember, the terror doesn't end when the video does. You may try to forget, but the shadows have a way of following. The whispers grow louder each night, don't they? So go ahead, close your eyes, if you dare. But know this, you're not alone. Not anymore. But the Black Rabbit's curse has seen you, and it's waiting. So what happens when the lights go out? If you want to find out, make sure you come back. But next time, will you be ready? Sleep well. Or don't. Sit